Hello everyone, this is Pooja Badgul here. So today we'll start with yet another interesting topic of science of class 7th in respiration in plants and animals. It's the part 4 of your ongoing chapter. So the first term with what we learn here is breathing rate. What is breathing rate? I've explained you the process of breathing by the help of diagram. Next is breathing rate. Breathing rate. Wherever there is a rate, there is a word rate. Rate means anything happening per unit of time. Here the unit is minute. So breathing rate means breathe per minute. Breathe that a person, an organism takes in 1 minute is called the breathing rate. Now what is breathe? You're very well aware. Still I'll re-explain you. Breathe is equal to inhalation plus exhalation, means taking in oxygen inside the lungs and release of carbon dioxide outside the lungs. These two processes simultaneously form a breathe, and breathe per minute forms the breathing rate. Now, very important topic, very important topic, and one very important thing I want to tell you is that process of respiration takes place in 3 steps. This is the process of respiration. Now, earlier we learned about the process of breathing, taking in oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide, whole mechanism. Now is the process of respiration. You know very well, I have explained you in the earlier videos what is respiration. Respiration is the breakdown of complex molecules into simpler ones in the presence of oxygen. So process of respiration involves 3 steps: 1, 2 and 3. Theoretically, if you go for this topic, you will find little bit boring, you will find it difficult to understand, but diagrammatically this diagram is not in your book. It's just an imaginary diagram for your better understanding. So I have made a diagram for explaining you this process. You can write it in theoretical way, but first you will have to go through this one. So first process is external respiration. External respiration. What does external respiration means? External means outer. Outer. There are 3 phases. One is air, another is blood, and these are the body cells. So what is external respiration? The exchange of gas between air and blood. It happens here. From here only CO2 goes out, and from here only oxygen comes in. So the exchange of exchange of pure oxygen between air and blood is called the external respiration. This process takes place here. Now, when we move further, the exchange of oxygen means oxygen is here now. The oxygen enters into the blood, and in blood, this oxygen mixes with blood is having a red color pigment called hemoglobin. Got it? Blood is red because of this pigment. This pigment present in blood makes its color red. So oxygen combines with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. Now, what does this oxyhemoglobin do? This oxyhemoglobin is formed in external respiration. I repeat, when external respiration takes place, oxygen enters inside the blood and hemoglobin mixed with the blood and form oxyhemoglobin. This is the process of external respiration. Now, what is internal respiration? In internal respiration, this oxyhemoglobin enters inside these cells. This oxyhemoglobin enters inside these cells and accomplishes the procedure here. This oxyhemoglobin enters inside the cell and activates the cell in its process. So this process is called internal respiration because it takes place inside. There is an element of outer atmosphere. So it's external respiration. Now here everything takes place inside, from blood into the cells. So it is internal respiration. Now the third stage, that is cellular respiration. The name itself suggests cellular means inside the cells. These are the body cells. See, when oxygen enters inside the body cells in the time of internal respiration by way of oxyhemoglobin, what happens is that the glucose present inside the cell. There is glucose present inside the cell. The glucose breaks down in the presence of this oxygen and releases energy. Glucose breakdowns. When oxyhemoglobin enters inside the cells, glucose breaks down and forms energy. This process is called cellular respiration. So I hope by the way of this flow diagram, it's very clear to you what is external respiration, what is internal respiration, and what is cellular respiration. In cellular respiration, glucose is converted into energy. It takes place inside the cell. That's why its name is cellular respiration. Blood contains hemoglobin, the red coloring pigment. When oxygen enters from air into the blood, this oxygen and hemoglobin combine and form oxyhemoglobin, which enters inside the cells during internal respiration. Now, respiration takes place in other animals also, not only humans. So we have studied in detail about the respiration of humans. But respiration and breathing takes place in other animals also. So let's take example of some important animals. Suppose it's frog. Frogs, snakes, crocodiles, birds, mammals. Mammals means those who feed their young ones. Those who give birth to babies. They don't give eggs. Birds, crocodiles are reptiles. Snake is also a reptile and frog is an amphibian. Amphibians means both land and water. They live on both land and water. So they are amphibians. So what they have? They have nostrils. Human is also a mammal. But human has nose. And these animals have nostrils and no nose. Except human. I'm sorry. I repeat again, these animals have nostrils and no nose except humans for breathing process. Now, if we come to earthworm and leeches, they are the animals with slippery skin. They have a slippery skin. The skin is slippery and highly vascular. What does the term highly vascular means? Highly vascular means there are so many capillaries. See, what is highly vascular means? Highly vascular means there are so many capillaries. The skin has so many capillaries. By the way of these capillaries, they breathe by the help of their skin. So earthworm and leeches can breathe by the help of their skin because their skin is slippery and highly vascular. That means full of capillaries. Now comes the chance of frog. Now let's take the example of frog. What happens with frog? Frog, as I told you earlier, it's an amphibian. That means it can live both on water and land. Frog, being an amphibian, can breathe by the help of lungs as well as skin. When it stays in air on the land, it breathes with the help of lungs, and when it stays in water, it breathes with the help of its slippery skin. So, these are the other organisms which have the specialized organs for breathing. And next topic is about the fishes and insects. So that also I'll explain you in detail.